guys, so for this video I figured I would do another little warning kind of message at the beginning because this particular vlog we did go to a concentration camp and like memorial thing, so it is a bit sensitive, you could say, and if that makes you uncomfortable or if you just don't really want to watch that, then probably click away right now. Or actually, it's the second half of the video because, you know, I do these, I've been doing them bi-daily. So the first half is fine, it was just the Monday, but there's not much from it. But the second half does include the concentration camp part, and I'm going to be doing a voiceover and kind of explaining it with all the pictures. So then I actually vlog because I wanted to be respectful, which is explained in the video. So I just figured I'd give a little warning because it does have some sensitive like material, you could say. But so if, you know, if that like offends you or if you're sensitive to that stuff, you know, about halfway through the video you might want to stop watching or maybe just don't watch at all. I will put another warning right before that section, and of course there is, you know, some of the day before we actually went in that, so it's not like right away to the concentration camp, so if you just want to watch the beginning of it, but you know, just be safe if you're sensitive to that stuff, or if you just don't want to see it, then I would click away about the half point when I put the warning up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Starting week 2, it's Monday. You know what, it still feels better than waking up on a Monday for normal school, so hopefully that's a good sign, or maybe it's just because I'm in a different country. Today we don't have like an excursion, we have these workshops, and I don't even know which one I'm going to be putting because they kind of rotate. There's a theater one, there is a photography, and then I feel like it's something to do with like identity or team building or something like that. But like, I'm excited for like the theater and the photography one. Wish you could like pick one and do it for all the 2 times, but I guess probably a lot of people would pick ones and like no one would pick the other ones, and it'd be like too many in one. I don't even know what they're gonna be like, but hopefully it's gonna be good. So no excursion today, so probably not really any pictures or videos, but you know, I'll try and get like what's going on if I can. I'll like try and sneak in some videos. But yeah, so see you guys later. Bye. So today, again, we just had the class, and then we didn't have an excursion today, so I didn't really record anything. It was kind of like more class. We did cultural identity, that was what I did today, and it was kind of fun. Hi guys, Guten Morgen. See, I'm using it. So I'm heading to school. Today we are doing another excursion. I think we were supposed to go to someplace or something called Bootfart. It's an interesting name. But instead we're going to a concentration camp. I forget the name of it, but I'll keep you updated. And I'm not going to vlog while I'm there because, you know, that would be incredibly tone deaf. I'm just going to take pictures, or maybe I'll get some videos even, but not like talking in them, just of the area, so you can like get a really good idea of what it looks like. But again, it's kind of like a memorial, you know, so don't want to be rude or disrespectful or anything. But yeah, that's about it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!
That's a net. Dude, Robin, again, I cannot forget about the freaking, like, I can say, yeah. She's a blogger, you know that?
You're a blogger? You're what?
It's, you know what yours, right? You know yours? No?
Jesus
What
Christ.
do you mean?
So your, it's a New York City slang. It's like saying yo.
Yo, are we gonna have like you explain you're on the vlog?
I'm not from New York.
I know, but like,
New York.
yeah, that's how I explain it.
You're a blogger.
Why is this like so close? I don't
So
know.
I'm gonna have a great day going home.
Hey guys.
Why don't you ever talk during your vlogs?
I do.
On outside.
Hey Eric.
Where are we going today?
We're going to like a concentration camp, right? I heard she's sassy.
Fix his hair in vlog.
Oh
the Lord.
You're gonna cut all that out too. You know what? Just void this whole file.
Just avoid this whole thing.
The camp was taken over by the SS in July 1934. They transferred the prisoners to other such camps, but kept their brewery site as a reserve camp. By July 13, 1934, when the last of the prisoners were taken away, more than 3,000 people had been imprisoned in Oranienburg concentration camp. At least 16 prisoners were murdered by guards. Unlike the later concentration camp at Sachsenhausen, that of Oranienburg stood right in the town on the main road to Berlin, where locals and travelers could see inside. The prisoners were used as council laborers at many places in the town. When prisoners who had fled abroad published reports about the horrors of Oranienburg concentration camp, the Nazi propaganda machine responded with idealized portrayals of conditions there in newspapers, radio, and film. 1936 to 1945 is the Sachsenhausen concentration camp. So, Sachsenhausen concentration camp was built during the summer of 1936, mainly with prison labor from the Emsland camps. The complex was designed and laid out by an SS architect as a model for other concentration camps. It was intended to give architectural expression to the Nazi worldview and symbolize the subjugation of the prisoners to the absolute power of the SS. As a model camp used for training, located just outside the imperial capital, Sachsenhausen had a special status in the National Socialist concentration camp system. This was reinforced in 1938 when the Concentration Camps Inspectorate, the administrative headquarters for all concentration camps and areas under German control, was transferred from Berlin to Oranienburg. More than 200,000 people were imprisoned in Sachsenhausen concentration camp between 1936 and 1945. At first, the Nazi regime mostly imprisoned its political opponents there. Soon they were joined in ever-increasing numbers by members of groups defined by National Socialist ideology as racially or biologically inferior, and after 1939, by more and more people from the occupied countries of Europe. Tens of thousands of them died of starvation, disease, forced labor, and maltreatment, or were murdered systematically by the SS. Thousands of other prisoners died on death marches after the evacuation of the camp. Around 3,000 sick prisoners who had been left behind in the camp, among them doctors and medical assistants, were liberated by Soviet and Polish troops on the 22nd and 23rd of April 1945. And then 1945 to 1950, it was a Soviet special camp. So in August 1945, 3 months after the end of the war and the liberation of Europe from National Socialist rule, the Soviet Secret Service, the NKVD, moved Special Camp No. 7 into the core area of the former concentration camp at Sachsenhausen. Most of the buildings, except for the crematorium and extermination facilities, were used for the same purposes as before. After 1948, Sachsenhausen, now Special Camp No. 1, was the largest of 3 special camps in the Soviet zone of occupation. By the time that the camp was closed in March 1950, 60,000 people had been imprisoned there, of whom 12,000 had died of malnutrition and disease. Prisoners were only allowed to use the WCs, which I think is like water closet, and urinals in the mornings and evenings after roll call, occasionally also during the midday break. Whenever, they would only have a few minutes. Sick, weakened, or older inmates who might have fallen down in the rush were trampled on by others and remained on the floor covered in excrement. Anytime, anywhere, including in the lavatories, the SS staged regular acts of torment. Prisoners who were unable to work had to stand without moving a muscle all day long in this unaired space. Some inmates have actually been drowned by SS men in the water closets. Brooms and materials for cleaning the barracks were kept in here, and again it was used as a place for torture. The SS guards might lock one prisoner in here, telling him not to move an inch nor touch the walls, or they put so many inmates at a time in here that they actually suffocated. The bathrooms are where, in the mornings, prisoners had to wash themselves. At certain times, up to 400 men would be squeezed into a barrack like this one. They had only 30 minutes for waking up, rations being handed out, washing, then on to roll call. Consequently, 8 to 10 people would be standing at these 2 basins with only cold water springing like a fountain from the middle. The washrooms were also yet another sight of terror. SS guards are known to have drowned prisoners in the basin for washing feet.